What's up, everybody? It's your favorite favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Star Wars 40th Anniversary Death Star Trooper and Jawa. Now, these are the only two new molds from the most recent wave, so they're the only two that we're going to be looking at this go-round. Hope that makes sense to you guys. It doesn't make sense to do a whole bunch of reissues and all that kind of stuff. We'll just knock these two out and be done with the wave. Sound good? I did get one in card of each for my wall. We will take a look at that soon, but not today. I don't know if there's going to be a skit today because I'm really pressed for time. I'm hoping to get this out tomorrow. It's just, there's so much going on. This next couple weeks are ridiculously hectic, and I can't wait to talk to you about some of the things that are causing those issues, but now's not the time for that either, ladies and gents. Plus, not many watch these videos anyway, so it would be a waste of my breath and time. That being said, there's a size comparison. Let's move forward. We'll start with this fella. Nothing really phenomenal here to report. I'm not sure if there's any reused parts, but I don't think there are. I think it's all new. Accessory-wise, he comes with this gun, which, as you can see, he holds like a champ. It does have some paint detailings on it, mainly this silver at the tip, and we have seen this sculpt of a blaster before. It also can fit in this holster, so there's nothing to worry about. Well, maybe. I'll tell you. No, there it is. I'll tell you, there's a big issue with the Jawa. We'll get there, though, in a minute. And then the helmet does come off to reveal a nice short haircut. Way to keep your hair together, Mac. Looking good. So this is like a more of a glossy black plastic. It's not super glossy, but that's definitely what they were trying to go for. Decent sculpt work, zero paint. Here, the face is fairly well painted for what we should expect from this line, and that is to say that everything is there, everything is clean, and his eyes do seem to be looking forward, which is a nice touch. We got some eyelashes in there, we got eyebrows, and then the hair is all sculpted and painted. Not a lot of extra love, but kind of the bare necessities, so to speak. All right, head articulation is a ball peg on a hinge, which gets you up to there. It is a nice sculpt. Like, it doesn't break the sculpt at all. And then down to there, which isn't really much, and then a swivel. We have the flesh tone painted on, which doesn't really match, but it's not obnoxiously off either. And even under these harsh lights, I bet you can barely tell. All of the tunic is all sculpted well. Nothing is painted. The only paint that's on this guy is silver on the buckles, on the gloves, silver on the belt, and that is it. So nothing extra here, which is a bummer, but oh well. Joints in the shoulders are extremely well toleranced on disc hinges, which get you out to there and swivel around on both sides. Really well done. No bicep swivel. You get it at the elbow per usual, with a single jointed elbow getting you about 90 degrees. Wrist swivel is at the actual wrist with a hinge up and down for this hand, which can hold nothing because he only gets one accessory. You know I hate that. And on this hand, it is hinged. Please be up and down. Yeah, up and down as well, and it is a trigger finger hand, so that's fine. Waist swivel, it's on a ball peg, a single ball peg at the waist. This is a floating piece over top, but it hides everything pretty nicely. Hips are on T-jointed ball joints. That really great articulation there, I must say. Surprisingly good. And then forward and back to there, this soft plastic doesn't matter or get in the way much at all. Thigh swivel on a separate cut. Double jointed knee that's really pretty ugly. Probably one of the worst Hasbro knees I've ever seen, but it is there. The pants are all sculpted, all the wrinkles and stuff throughout are sculpted well, and then the little seam in the pants, they look good as well. And then we have ankle tilt down, a bit of a tilt up, a rocker, everything is sculpted well. So no issues there. A pretty straightforward figure. Not a lot of flash or glam, but not a lot of issues either. You know, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I used to really applaud Black Series for the extra effort. I don't see a whole lot of extra effort in this guy, but bare essentials wise, I think he works out just fine. This guy, fortunately, is a little bit more interesting, but he does have a few more problems. So we have this gun, and it's nicely done. You got a black wash on silver paint, and that's about it. The plastic is really soft, though, which is a bit of a bummer, and he has to hold it, or you can try to put it in this holster, which is a bit too small, but some hot water should fix that. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. His second accessory is this gun, which we're going to keep in his hand because I had a hard time getting it in, and that's where it's going to stay. It's got brown paint for the wood, and that looks good enough. The problem is that I think this is supposed to be able to be holstered here, and when you go to put it in, this plastic here is so thin and is putting a lot of stress on it, and it is a softer plastic, so that you would imagine that's supposed to be engineered in, but It doesn't make me feel comfortable. I stopped trying to put it in because I just didn't, so to speak, because I just didn't feel like it was going to not put stress on the figure and not potentially break the accessory, which is connected. So there's nothing you can really do about it. So that's a bummer. Outside of that, we have this hood, which is a floating piece on top of the head. The head has bandages and stuff underneath and yellow eyes painted on, which is cool enough. It's this looks like digital sculpting here for all these like little details and stuff. The head is on a ball peg on a hinge, but because of the hood, really all you get is a swivel out of it. And then you have this softer piece of plastic that's a floating piece over top, which has, it looks like it's a brown with a dark brown wash. The gold is painted on, and then the gold accent button on the holster, and then the gun, and that's all attached via here, which works well enough. It's just you pretty much have to have him holding it, at least on mine, and that's all I can attest to. Single ball peg for the abdomen, so you can get a waist swivel, which is cool. I do dig that. It lets you get a little bit more life out of them. The shoulders are on disc hinges. You can get them up to about here, and then swiveled around, but you do get a little 8 up in the shoulder area. Single hinged elbow with a swivel in place of a bicep swivel, which is ultimately fine, I guess. Wrist swivel here on the smallest of pegs, so be careful there, and then it hinges in and out. Same for the other side. I can't tell if there's a subtle shading throughout all of his suit. I think there is. I really do think there is. And then we have some dry brushing, or maybe even airbrush blast down here at the bottom, which does add a little extra wear and tear, which is nice. This, unfortunately, is all one piece, so you're not going to be able to do much with the legs. They're pretty much done. You know, all the articulation and stuff, it looks like is there, but you don't get anything out of it. And then even his feet had that airbrush effect blasted on, so I'm guessing that was all done at the same time, but I can't be sure. And it looks nice. You just can't get much out of it. What you can get is the ankles, and it all is sculpted. Like, they went the extra detail. I guess if you pop off the ball peg, and then you could remove the floating piece and then have access to it if you really wanted it, but I don't think most people are going to want to do that. And the ankles have a tilt slightly up, a good bit down, and a rocker. So all that works, and there's a lot of love and care underneath here. Unfortunately, you just can't see it. I almost wish that maybe this was made up of separate pieces or soft goods. You know, I'm a soft good advocate when it comes to capes and cloaks and robes. You know, that's where I feel like you can really get your bang for your buck with soft goods. But nonetheless, it is a cool looking guy. It'll be great to troop build them. I do have another one coming, so to speak, and then I will have at least 2, and that'll probably tide me over. And only thing that really sucks about this is this accessory, and it's just really because how thin that piece of plastic is, and it's very difficult to work it into this holster, at least on mine. And that's all I can attest to. Final thoughts wise, unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot to say about them. They're kind of mirroring each other in a way. He has all of the efficiency and none of the pizzazz. He kind of has a lot more pizzazz and none of the efficiency. And between the two, they shall make a good figure. But aside from that, there's really just not a whole lot to say. The positive is, if better renditions come along from Mafex or SH Figuarts, or who knows where the future will lead, the positive thing is you can never have enough Jawas, you can never have enough troopers, so it never hurts to pick these up. And in that sense, I do recommend them. If money is tight, I recommend the Jawa over the Trooper, but they're both kind of decent. They're just neither one of them are really home runs, and I really would like to see Black Series get a lot closer to the home run ballpark. That being said, this guy's character design doesn't really lend itself to really wow you, and the Jawa is kind of, you're going to be limited because of the cloak. I'm not sure how the cloak would have looked between a mix of hard goods and soft goods, so it probably would have been a mess. They probably made the best decision ultimately. I'm just not sure how efficient it is in translation, but rest assured, display-wise, they both will do their job. And if you're nice with the paintbrush, you can probably get a little bit more out of that face sculpt with the Death Trooper, or Death Star Trooper. So I hope that helps. I am glad that this 40th anniversary thing is coming to a close. These figures have been next to impossible for me to track down. I had to spend an awful lot of money to get these. I don't even want to talk about it. It's a crying shame, and I'm an idiot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.